5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
Well, no, software that can detect swearing in videos probably would be very helpful in locating that part of the dash cam, that recording that you're looking for. I'm just saying. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 11th day of October, the year 2025, the latest it has ever been, Tom.
In the history of mankind. If we had software like that, that would be awesome. Because when Fred Flintstone goes, "Resum, fresum, resum, 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 resum," we can find out what he's actually saying.
Decipher that for us, AI, please.
That's right. That's right.
We've got a
I'm
good show
thinking
for you.
rasum, frasum probably means, never mind.
It's such a terrible thing to say. I think we got a pretty good show for you and the person maybe still sleeping next to you. So maybe give them a little nudge and say, "Hey, get up. We were supposed to be somewhere, but let's watch this instead."
Graham's funeral isn't that important.
Oh, Lord. We're going to be talking with the executive director of the Golden Apple Foundation. And we're not talking about edible apples. This is something special. This is something different. This is great. And it's a great time to talk about in the fall, apples in the fall, right? That's
You know what's really sad?
Oh,
If you use the word edible anymore, it has a completely different connotation.
well, I don't know. I whenever I hear that word, I think of Edible Arrangements, which is that fruit designing company that makes those great gifts and stuff.
Oh, and I've had some of the fruits and
Yeah.
strawberries and with all the cookies, whatever. Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
That's what I like. Let's take care of this before we get too far in the show. It's our big number of the week, and our current race to 10 has me out in front, 8-5, 30.
How did that happen?
I know, right? I've had a good couple of weeks.
You know
here.
what? You know what, Greg? You are valking away with this thing.
I'm glad
You're never going to live that one down.
I'm glad
never.
you've given in to my use of the word vulking.
Yeah, your fake word. It tricked me on.
33 million is the big number of the week this week. Is the answer
7 to 6.
is the answer battery or box office? Go ahead and do a Google search for it. See if you can find it out. See what's your favorite search engine. Look up 33 million and see if you can find the story from the last week or two. I don't think the story is much more than 2 weeks anyway. It was about a week.
Well, I've already sent mine in, so
this story had something to do with something that actually happened last weekend. There's your big hint for this week. How about that? There. Yeah. So anyway, we'll give you the answer at the end of the show. 33 million and play along. At some point, we're going to give away stuff playing this game. I could give someone a t-shirt if they get it right in the comments. Maybe we could randomly select somebody who gets it right in the comments and give away not this shirt, but one of the t-shirts that I normally wear on a Saturday morning.
wash it first, please.
I don't know. People kind of like that body smell thing.
Oh, God.
Kidding. Just kidding.
I've got a t-shirt laying on the floor somewhere. Oh, there it is. Let me scrape it up off the floor. I can give this one away. Here's a really good shirt to give away.
There, go Cubs, go! This is a big day, man. This is a
big day. Yes.
Before we get to our guest, at the end of the show, we'll talk a little Brewers Cubs. We'll talk a little Packers. I'm sure.
Yes.
I do want to give some quick shout outs this morning and a thank you to Chelsea over at B103 for having me on the morning show recently to talk about our contest, our mass karaoke trivia contest, which is coming up on November 13th. Really, really excited because as of yesterday, only one spot remains for teams to play for their favorite not-for-profit. We have 11 teams signed up and we only have room for 12. So who will be the 12th and final team playing for a $5,000 grand prize for their favorite not-for-profit? who's going to be? Who's it going to be? I can't wait to find out who's it going to be. And we got some great sponsors who are helping us put this all together. And I wanted to give a couple of them a shout out this morning too, because I've shouted out a bunch of them before. But welcome to Shane Worley, the marketing one, for jumping in and helping us out. Also, Lucas Blackmer, the Waterman, who's also helping to make things happen. Our newest sponsors of the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, November 13th, 7 p.m. at Tabala Event Center. You're going to want to get your tickets. And they are early bird special right now for just $15. If you go to our website, go to incrowd815.com and you'll find all the information there. Yeah, we're jazzed. We're very, very jazzed. Also, a shout out to Next Rockford. We had a great meeting at Life Decisions this week and met with Carla Red, the chief of police here in the city of Rockford, getting some updates on what they've been doing to fight crime and how things have been improving. And they're hiring. You might have seen their commercial on TV. They're hiring. They're trying to find good young people to be police officers, and they're having some success with that. So
I think you and I should try.
Oh Lord, no, that's not as that is not the profession for me. I know that. So
that lasts about 28 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that's not for me. I got a couple of clients who are police officers, and you guys are awesome. I thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
And then one other quick,
risk their lives every day. And
exactly. You don't never know what's going to come around the corner, and they gotta deal with that.
And the funny thing is, the two worst things they do are traffic stops and domestic violence.
Exactly. I mean, that's the scary part right there. You never know what you're going to get when you're walking up to that car.
That's right.
So, and then we had a great Rockford linked lunch yesterday where Jay Bryant talked about AI for small business and some aspects of AI that probably some of us hadn't thought of before, and how he's using it for data. It's really, really interesting. He's with Mint Collective, and thank you to Jay Bryant for presenting at our Rockford Linked lunch yesterday. All right, let's get to our guest. Our guest is a part of something pretty darn awesome called the Golden Apple Foundation, and she is the executive director of this a wonderful organization we're going to learn about today. Jennifer Stark, welcome to the In Crowd 815 podcast.
Good morning.
Glad you're able to join us today, and we want to learn all about you before we get into GAF. Do you ever call it the GAF?
No.
No, because that would
I don't like
gap.
it, honestly. If you want to shorten it, it's the GA.
The GA.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. So, all right. So before we get into all things GA, tell us about yourself. Where did you grow up and go to school?
Sure, absolutely. And you know what? I feel like the sun is coming in my sunroom in a weird way.
It's changing the lighting in your room.
It's changing the lighting.
Just
So
15 minutes ago.
That's okay. Within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it'll be at a different place. You'll be fine.
We can see you. We know you're there.
Okay, it's better. Okay, so I grew up in Caledonia, Belvedere area. Went to Belvedere High School. Lovely little childhood. Fun fact, I actually grew up in the Boone County Poor Farm. It was started, I don't know, 150 years ago or something. And that's way back when like a woman would become widowed, or, a fire would happen at somebody's house. The community kind of took care of each other. And so there was the Poor Farm where families would come work in the farm, work in the kitchen, and then live there. Isn't that kind of cool?
That is.
It is, actually.
Yeah. And so we lived in an old farmhouse. I was a little girl. I got to I'm an avid reader. I used to read in big old trees and have lots of cats and dogs. And so it was a great place to grow up. Went to Caledonia Elementary School. Back when it was 200 kids, it's now a really big school, but that's how old I am. It was a little school back when I went to the country school. So yeah, it was a great childhood.
And Belvedere Buck, you're a Belvedere Buck. So
you know what? And that's back when it was just one school. So yes, it was a great place to grow up.
You were there during the Pottinger years when they had a
and I went to school I actually went to school with the Pottinger kids. Because was there like 6 or 8? I mean, it was a big family. And so rode the bus with them, lived in the same subdivision with them eventually, because I moved from the little farmhouse to the subdivision as I got older.
What was Coach Pottinger's first name?
Vern.
Brian was the son, but what
Vern.
would Leslie? Was it Leslie Pottinger?
No, Vern.
Vern.
The
Okay.
coach's name.
Tom got it right. Yeah, because I worked for a radio station back in the day, and we broadcasted high school football games every Friday night. And I remember Stan Bringle, the late great Stan Bringle, rest in peace.
Oh, Stan is my friend.
Interviewing Vern Pottinger and another great Belvedere Bucks team and all that stuff. It was great. It was
back in the middle '80s, maybe early '90s.
Early 90s.
He was there a while, but I think it was early '90s when he was actually winning high school championships.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I was class of '88, so now I've divulged my age, but we were really good back then too. Back in high school, yeah, great football team.
We had already done the math on that anyway, so don't worry.
I'm a class of '88 too, so that's right. Not Belvedere, class of '88.
It sounds so long ago, but it's really not that long ago.
That's right.
No.
We're just kids.
Keep telling yourself that. I was class of
yeah.
I was class of '80, so I'm 8 years older than both of you.
You
I've
can't
got us
see
by a few years. So after high school, was college in your plans, or what did you do after high school?
You know what it was? I did it my own unique way. I tend to do things that way. So it took me 13 years, but I got through Rock Valley College, brought my kids with me sometimes to school, but did end up graduating from Rock Valley. I think it was 2003 or something. So I was a late bloomer in that regard. But yes, Rock Valley graduate, 2003.
From a Belvedere Buck to a Golden Eagle, because it was probably still the Golden Eagles no.
It would have been the Trojans at that time. Well, no, in 2003, was it still the Trojans?
You know, I was an adult learner, at that time, so I wasn't so much into the sports. So, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember what year they changed their logos and their mascots and stuff. But so, all right. So post college, a little bit of career capsule. What ended up bringing you to Golden Apple Foundation?
I got into nonprofit when I was 29 years old, kind of fell into it at the March of Dimes, was there for 13, 14 years. Loved it. I just loved that people part of the nonprofit lifestyle and doing good in the community, where I could come home and feel great about.
People used to ask you about the March of Dimes. How did you describe the organization? What does the March of Dimes do? Because I think there's a lot of confusion with that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, it's a great question. So March of Dimes was started way back in the 30s with the polio epidemic. Helped with collecting funds to create those really important vaccines. And matter of fact, in Belvedere, they did a dime crusade, March of Dimes, right? And so there was a mile of dimes down State Street in Belvedere, where the community, children, all came together and said, we're going to have a mile of dimes. I don't know how much money that turned out to be, but that's a lot of money back then in the 30s. And so that's how the March of Dimes started, was crusade against polio, helped to the Salk and Sabin vaccines, helped to create that life-saving polio vaccine. You probably all remember the stories about the sugar cubes and different things with children lining up at school, eventually to get shots. And so really life-saving. They then switched over to infant health and prematurity. And when I was there for approximately 14 years, that's really their focus, was on infant health and fighting prematurity. 1 in 8 babies at that time, maybe the stats have changed a little bit since, but were born prematurely. So, a lot of advancements to help those babies survive and thrive. So it's a great organization. It's shifted a little bit here locally when I was here, and actually why I left was we had local offices here in Rockford area, and they shifted more to a focus into Chicagoland.
Sure.
So it was a little bit of a shift, but they're still healthy and strong and thriving in Chicago, just not here locally.
Okay. So 14 years of the March of Dimes, they shift their focus to the suburbs, and you're like, I'm staying here. So what did that lead you into next?
Well, and I have to tell you, working for them, I appreciated that the amazing things you can do as a national organization, but it really made me, because just truthfully, and they know this, I was I was sad that that local presence had
Yeah.
shifted to Chicago. And so I
Yeah.
said, you know what, my next nonprofit career change, it needs to be local. And so that's what I looked for. And I landed at Golden Apple Foundation because I knew I wanted to go to an org that made the needed decisions for that nonprofit locally. And so I started in 2016 here at Golden Apple Foundation. So I've been here about 9 years. And I knew the org because I had nominated teachers. My two children at the time, and now have three, but two children at the time had gone to Rockford Public Schools. And I knew the importance of recognizing fabulous local teachers and supporting them. And so that's really what intrigued me and how I got started.
It really is important to recognize our great local teachers. It does a lot of things, doesn't it? It's not just about that individual teacher, although it is. The encouragement that the other teachers that they work with, the community focus of how much we admire our teacher professionals. There's a huge ripple effect to these awards, isn't there?
Absolutely. So right now we are in the nomination process. It's actually a 7-month process that takes place annually in our community. And so right now we have 1,000 nominations for 6th through 12th grade teachers. We every other year, just because we're small, we're a 1.5 organization. I work full time and have a fabulous assistant, Kathy, who works part time. But this year we focus on the 6 through 12. And so we have 1,000 nominations. We still have about a week left until the deadline. So I expect we'll get to 1,400 nominations for 6th through 12th grade teachers. Wow. And so it's an opportunity for parents, students, even administrators and colleagues to really recognize that teacher and say thank you, because we all know, and many of us got a taste of what it's like to teach kids during the pandemic when parents were taking a shot at teaching. Not easy. You think of 6th through 12th grade teachers who we're recognizing this year. These are teachers who are probably teaching hundreds of teenagers every day, all day in a classroom. Not a tough job for those of us who've had teenagers.
Yeah,
try that once.
Exactly.
So
I've subbed before, so I have a whole different level of respect for.
What grade did you sub?
My very first experience as a substitute teacher was with 8th graders.
Ooh, they're tough.
The boys there were terrible to me, and I played it wrong. Which if anyone's ever subbed before, you've learned the ancient Chinese secret where you come in.
Calgon?
Yeah, that's right. You come in tough and strong, and then you relax and you can be nice. You can't come in nice or they will walk all over you. And I thought I was going to play nice, cool guy, here's the guy. I can relate to you boys. Nope. They ran all over me that first couple of times. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I got to exert myself right up front and let people know what the rules are.
And that was, if I'm not mistaken, at a Christian school, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
They don't play those teenagers anywhere.
It doesn't matter if you are in the best Christian school in the world or the middle of Chicago street school. 8th graders are 8th graders. They're wonderful kids. They just have different viewpoints and different views, but all 8th graders are pretty much the same. I do the same. I teach up at Rock County Christian School. And the 8th grade, they're good kids. They always say sir and this and that. But I tell you what, the minute you look around, they're just jacking around. They're on their phones. They're doing whatever. Come on, guys. Greg, you're right. Get them early. Lay down the law.
Here's the law.
I bribe them with candy.
That can be good too. So I
am the candy man.
I got a feeling some people locally look at Golden Apple Foundation and are not exactly sure. Is it only local, or is there a nationwide organization behind Golden Apple? What is the organization like?
It's a great question. So we are all separate. There are other Golden Apples, but like our Golden Apple is local, and we have a board of 22 board members, and we serve all of Winnebago and Boone County, public and private schools. So that's about 150 schools. That's about 5,000 teachers. So I say we're small and mighty because we are here to help those teachers and students in Winnebago and Boone County. So there is a statewide Golden Apple that started off in Chicagoland in the suburbs and then has expanded statewide. And then there are other Golden Apples throughout the country, but we are independent.
Okay. Okay. So there's not necessarily a national organization that you have to follow certain guidelines and rules.
No.
You set your own guidelines and rules, and
we do. And I personally think that's what makes us so strong. We were started by a doctor and a teacher way back almost 30 years ago. And they started without a staff person for a year, and it grew so fast. They realized, oh goodness, we need to have, this can't be just, volunteer run. We need an actual staff person because there's so much excitement and enthusiasm and growth of the organization. So we're independent, and that's what makes us strong because we can make the decisions. For instance, we have the 7-month wonderful Golden Apple Awards where we recognize 5 or 6 teachers at the end of the 7-month process with Golden Apple Awards. And we can talk more about that, but we also give out grants. And we found, we always did some grants, which were for resources for teachers in the classroom, but we saw post-pandemic, teachers have more needs than ever for these resources. So we've been able to expand that program, and we're going to give out $65,000 in grants to Winnebago and Boone County teachers, about 72 teachers next month. And so that's a really exciting program that we love. We've been able to focus and expand on that in these last 5-6 years.
Do most teachers use that for like field trips or resources for the in-classroom? What is the most often requested thing, I guess, that teachers ask you guys to help fund?
You know what? It's hard for me to put my finger on that because it's just the gamut of resources. So we have large grants, which are up to $2,500. And then we have simple grants, which are up to $450. And I'll focus on the large because it's kind of the really exciting stuff. So yes, there are field trips. We have a teacher at Froberg Elementary who's going to be able to take his students to Shed Aquarium and also the planetarium in Chicago. And these are mostly low-income students, and he's going to be able to take them there to really expand on what they're learning in class. So that's $2,500 to bring those students there, give them that wonderful experience. And we're so excited about that. Then there's a teacher in North Boone who is starting a really cool program to collect plastics and then have the business classes work with the special education students to create some jewelry and then sell it within the community. So they'll be collecting this plastic and then, creating a good to sell. So really innovative, cool things. And using 3D printers, I think, in that process too. So, really cool, innovative programs. We have actually at Kickafers, an entrepreneurial school. They are going to start podcasting at their school, and we're going to provide the equipment for that. So
there you go.
Yeah, really cool innovation. I could go on and on. I'll tell you about one more. At Guilford High School, there's a couple of teachers that asked for a 3D printer so that they can create models of like a heart, of cells, of DNA that then students can see firsthand. It's like, first of all, they're going to build it, basically. They're going to print it, and then they can see this model to really help with their learning. And they're going to save money because otherwise they'd have to buy that stuff. So really cool. Teachers came up with these cool ideas too, which I think is worth noting because teachers are not only super smart, but they have great ideas. And so it helps students with learning, enthusiasm for school. But I also think it does that for teachers. It's us funding their cool ideas, which I think is really a neat thing too. Let's just support them in that way too.
That's awesome.
I have a couple of, I have a question and a comment. The first question. Now you mentioned other organizations, like let's just say we know what Golden Apple of Winnebago County is. So if you were to go to Denver, would their Golden Apple, you probably don't have an answer for this, but think about it. if would their golden apple be a very similar structure, or is it something completely different? Like maybe, oh, we give out awards for the best history lesson, or for the best classes attended, or something like that, or is it at least similar to what we have here?
I mean, I think they're all similar. I don't know the nuts and bolts of all of them, but I think they're all here to recognize teachers and support them. But I don't know if it's a little more nuanced than that. I would guess that they each, because we're all independent, kind of look at their community, see what the needs are, and then fill them. But that I am not 100% sure, and I'm a pretty busy lady serving Winnebago and Boone County. And so, yeah, I don't have time to like know everything about every golden apple, but it's a good question.
Is there a national conference or anything like that that you guys attend?
Nope. No, I would say, how can I say this delicately? We're all so focused on handing out the money. We don't have a lot of money for big old conferences.
Loosely affiliated. It's more of a loosely affiliated thing, right? It's
yeah. And I would say too, just like when I talk about these grants, I find sponsors, part of my job is fundraising, of course, to keep the organization strong and growing. We are able to say when our sponsor, for instance, Collins, gives us $25,000 for teacher grants, all of that goes straight to the teachers besides 10% that goes towards expenses to pay for getting those grants out there and reporting and all those good things. But we're really unique in that way, is that the money, you give us money, we're going to give it straight back out to teachers. So,
yeah. And then I had a comment for all the parents out there, for all the moms and dads who love your kid's teacher. And there are so many good ones out there, so many. And they just don't get enough credit. Don't sit on your hands. Let everybody know how much you appreciate them. You let them know by getting involved in the nomination process. Don't do it like some people do voting. Like, you know what? I don't have to vote. My vote doesn't count. Yeah, your vote does count. It really, truly does. And at the very least, you can let your kid's teacher know how much you appreciate them. That's what keeps this thing going. I think that's very important because, like you both said, and I agree, because we've all taught at some point or been involved in education in one form or another. It's not fun sometimes to be a teacher. It's simply not. You go in there. I come home sometimes, and I only do it as a sub up at Rock County, and I come home going, why did I do that today? Well, then you think those kids were blessed today. I know they were. But man, I'm tired and I'm done. And if I had hair, I would have pulled it out. And it's like, man, it's really a harder job than you think. It truly is. So keep that in mind, folks.
Yes.
That's all.
Can I toss out there? They should go to goldenappleofrockford.com and nominate a teacher today.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Go to goldenapple.com. Nominate a teacher.
Yeah, if you go to programs.
Go to programs and
the Golden Apple Awards. Yeah.
Golden Apple Teacher Awards. Look at that.
Yep. And then you'll scroll down and you'll see there's a nominate button and you can, yeah.
Here you go.
Yep. Scroll down a little bit if you could.
There's a program. There's submitting nominations.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit more. There you go.
Nominate now.
Yep.
I
would say, keep in mind, you can write a book. You can write a paragraph if you want. 1 or 2 sentences. It's going to make a teacher's day. You just say, this teacher engaged my child in math when I thought there was no way that they could love math. Or, this teacher, I keep hearing about this teacher from my kid every day. They are engaging my kid. It could just be simple. I know this teacher has been teaching for 20 years and they need a thank you. Thank you. It doesn't have to be the most eloquent thing. I mean, it could spend a lot of time if you want, but you also could just say a sentence or two. Some of these nominations that we get online from students are just awesome because it's this teenager point of view. And you know what? It makes a teacher's day to hear from a kid, to hear from a parent, even a colleague, what they mean. And here's the other fun thing. You can be anonymous. If you don't want to leave your name, you don't have to. So
that's okay too.
The deadline to nominate is October 16th. If you hear this podcast after that, just know that this thing is open year round, and we'll share it with them eventually. So if it's after October 16th, it's okay. Go ahead.
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
And next year will be primary. So you know what? Really nominate anybody. We'll make sure they get it.
goldenappleofrockford.com. We got the link in the chat. So if you're on our Rumble or Facebook or YouTube, you can just click on the link and go right there. If you're watching this on one of the other platforms, you might have to find the link, or better yet, we encourage everybody to go to our Spotify channel. That's where you're going to find these links also in the comments of in the show description for our Spotify shows. And today, by the way, is episode number 288. So, we've got a few out there. I always like to make sure to ask, is there any volunteer opportunities for people to plug into Golden Apple that you can help have people help your organization help recognize teachers?
Absolutely. We have them year round. For instance, last month we brought a fresh Golden Apple from Schnucks and a thank you card to every teacher in Winnebago and Boone County. And so that takes dozens of volunteers to show up at Schnucks, pick up their apples on a certain day. There you go. You got it. You pick up the apples, you deliver them to school. It just takes an hour or two, makes an impact on teachers. And it also kicks off this nomination process. So I'm always looking for volunteers to do that. You'll see this picture of teachers here who are interviewing teachers. So this next part of the process is we will pick 20 finalists from Winnebago and Boone County, teacher finalists. So then we need volunteers to both interview them and observe them in the classroom. For this task, I'm always looking for those retired educators. Yes, those teachers who have been substitute teachers, who've been involved in education in some way. Those are the teachers I would love to see in the classroom, observing teachers and then interviewing teachers as well. We could use volunteers from education and really from all walks of life. It's also another opportunity for folks to come in and see the magic happening in classrooms. So reach out to us if you'd like to volunteer in some way. Then we have things like joining our banquet committee. We celebrate the teachers at a big old banquet. Love to have you do that. And I also need things like, I have a lot of volunteer opportunities. Selling city tins. I hope we get a chance to talk about our Rockford City tin, which highlights local restaurants in the area. I need people to help me sell those in the community too. So I got to tell you, you have some time. I have a volunteer opportunity for you.
That's definitely the next direction I wanted to go, because my wife and I think this is the third or fourth year that we've got our city tin.
All right.
And we love our city tins, and they've gotten bigger and better every year after year after year. The first one was nice. And we would have gotten it again anyway, but then it got bigger and more. And this year there's all kinds. I didn't count them all. 20 something, 29, I think, different things on here.
Yes, there's 29 coasters, which is a record. Actually, when we put it together, we wanted to go for 30 and we couldn't even close the lid on the city tin. And so we're like, okay, it's going to be 29. So this is what it looks like. It's this really cool tin. And inside it are 29 coasters, and you get $10 off at each and every place. So when you think about this, it's a $290 value.
It's the easiest purchase of the year. It's the easiest purchase of the year. My wife and I just used our Alchemy one this week.
Isn't Alchemy a great restaurant too?
Here's how we use ours. You see how many we've scratched off. So what we'd often do once or twice a month, I'll call my wife and say, hey, is it a city tin night? Yeah, spin the wheel. So we spin the wheel. And, if it lands on something we've already done, we'll spin it again. But, we spin it, we go use it. And that way we have this spontaneous little date night that we, instead of agonizing over what restaurant we're going to do this week or this month, it's like, okay, boom, we got it done. And
I didn't want to feel left out. I made my own city tin. Yeah.
You need one.
Mine's got Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's.
No. You know what? This tin is all local. I like some of those places, but I got to tell you, the super cool thing is we're a local organization. Every single place on this tin, there's 27 local restaurants.
Yes.
And then 2 super cool gift shops. We've got Dragonfly and Co. and Porch, both cool places where you can go use your coaster and get $10 off your purchase of $30 or more. This is important. If you buy one
Oh,
today,
I know. I'm not making light of anything. I'm just never serious.
it's okay. You know what? I've noticed this about you. You're a real card.
Oh, thank you. Ace of spades.
And so,
King of hearts.
you know, if you buy one of these today, it is good until the end of 2026. You have 15 months to use them.
You know, it's a good thing you brought that up because I was thinking these all expired by December of this year.
So now yours probably does because it's 2025, but the one I'm
Yes.
selling right now is the 2026. By the way, great, like we talked about, great for date night. Put this in your husband, your wife's stocking. And I have never seen how you guys mark off with a marker where you've already been. I think that's so cool.
It makes it a whole lot easier to go, oh, did we already use that one? Yeah, we already used it. We crossed it off. So yeah, so ours are good through the end of this year. Yeah, you're right. Because we bought this early. We bought this last year. So
now you can get the 2026, but keep using, you know, the 2025 because those will expire at the end of this year.
You see how many we marked off. We've gotten way more than our value out of this already. It's paid for itself.
Greg, I will see you later today. Tell me more about it. Okay. I want in. I'm all about coupons. All about little deals.
And see, this is, you know, teachers are known for liking a value, right? So we sell a lot of these to teachers, but we sell them all across Winnebago and Boone County. And we have
that is so cool.
For those of you that have already bought them, I want you to know we have 9 new places in the tin. So, right? Can I talk about some of the new ones?
Please. Yes, absolutely.
So this is Norwegian. We're super jazzed about these new ones on the north end of Rockford. So we've got Norwegian, the Goat, and the Olympic, which are brand new ones.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, we also have Chavez Mexican.
Teachers love the Olympic, and all 3 of those are right down the street from me. I live off of Halstead in Maine. So the Olympic, the Goat, and the Norwegian are literally right next to each other.
So we're so excited. They're all brand new, but we have more brand new ones. We have Chavez Mexican on East State. We've got Pokey Green, which now has 2 locations, one on Perryville and then one downtown Rockford. We have Poison Ivy, which is in Roscoe, Ramen and Tea off of State in Rockford, and Shiro's Restaurant and Lounge. And then finally, Dragonfly & Co. And that is the gift shop I was talking about. You still get $10 off there, but they also sell the tins. They are right next to Gray's grocery store in the High Crest Center. So that's a great place to purchase them. They're a great partner of ours. So yeah, some great places. And then we've got the old standbys, Alchemy that you talked about. We've got Woodfire. We have the Embassy Suites restaurant. Their new restaurant, it's newly named, is Culinary Underground. So got to check that out.
Yes.
Garrett's Greenfire, so many others standbys to check out. So yeah, it's a great value. And no, every time you buy one of these fabulous city tins, half of the funds go straight to fund Golden Apple programming. So you're doing a great thing, and a great thing for yourself if you use it, because you're going to save a lot of money. And it's a great Christmas gift, great teacher gift.
Easy peasy.
Wow, you're really good at this.
Thank you. You know what? I was just at Cider and Cinnamon last weekend where we sold 147 tins, by the way. So I kind of got my shtick down.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Nice. Now that you've seen them,
you're gonna love what I have in store here in a little
now
bit.
That you've seen these, you'll see them at the store. You'll see them at the location. Like, oh yeah, I want to get one of those. It's the easiest purchase of the whole year because you're gonna use, even if you only use like 3 of them, you've paid for it already. Boom, done.
Boom,
easy peasy. All right, before we get to Tom's trivia, 2 things. Is there anything I did not ask you about that you wanted to make sure we talk about today before I get to my AI questions of the week for you?
Okay. Well, I think we talked a lot. We talked a lot about how Golden Apple loves teachers, wants to recognize them, and then support them in the classroom with resources. So I love that. I love that we talked about our city tin. Here's a couple other little things we do for teachers. We have a scholarship available called the Don Zimmerman Teacher Scholarship. You can go to our website. We will give out 1 scholarship in June to a teacher for their first master's degree. So some of those new teachers, a couple years into teaching, go check that out. We'd love to give you a full scholarship for your master's degree at Rockford University. Check that out. You also can there's Don Zimmerman. It's in his memory and honor. He's co-founder. He was the co-founder of Golden Apple nearly 30 years ago. So we have the Don Zimmerman Scholarship available. We also recognize one principal every year. So I encourage teachers, parents, students to nominate their principal for the Outstanding Principal Award. So that's coming up. That deadline won't be until March, but you've got to get a bunch of letters of support and nominations there too. So those are a couple other cool things about Golden Apple. I just wanted to get out there real quick.
And that's all on goldenappleofrockford.com. Again, link is in the chat. So easy to find. Awesome. All right. As my dog whines in the background, she's trying to get her bed all situated to be comfortable. Get comfortable, Veda. Just relax. All right. All right. So I'm a Gemini AI user, and I asked Gemini to give me some questions for Jennifer Stark, the executive director of the Golden Apple Foundation. And Gemini said, that's an excellent interview opportunity. Look at all the encouragement I'm getting from AI. Isn't it wonderful?
Wow.
Here are
Al Ingram.
here are 3 strong questions for Jennifer Stark, the executive director. Number 1, on teacher pipeline and retention. The Golden Apple Foundation has a strong focus on building the teacher pipeline through programs like Scholars and Accelerators. Now, this is going to be interesting because AI is going to grab from all the Golden Apples across the country. So this might not have anything to do with Rockford. Beyond recruitment, what is the most critical factor the foundation is addressing right now to ensure excellent new teachers stay in the profession long term? Is that something you guys focus on?
So a little differently than that program you mentioned, we don't have that program, but what we do at Golden Apple Foundation, every year we have 5 or 6 teachers who win Golden Apple Awards. They become part of something called the Teacher Academy, which is nearly 200 teachers, actually about 200 teachers right now, that belong to the Academy. And they do things like mentor new teachers, help us with professional development to share this excellence that they have with the community. Right now, we have a partnership with the Regional Office of Education here locally, where our Golden Apple teachers are creating virtual professional development, a lot of it focused on literacy to help new teachers. So Golden Apple, while we're not a part of that program you mentioned, we are here to help this next new generation of teachers through our Teacher Academy efforts. So that was it was a good question.
Okay. Well, and again, it's a good refining thing because a good refining question because there are so many different Golden Apples across the country that have their own specific focuses. So that if I were to refine this AI question, I would tell AI focus on the Rockford Golden Apple Foundation. Because the second question I think might be similar. The Golden Apple Awards celebrate excellence in teaching and leadership. How has the foundation's definition of excellence evolved to address current challenges in education, such as mental health or learning gaps, the need for diverse educators? Does any of that ring with you about maybe updating the definition of excellence?
Okay. So I guess I'll go a roundabout way with this one. So, we look for well-rounded teachers that are impacting students in many ways. So I would say in the selection process, we do look at that social emotional side, which teachers, especially post pandemic, as you both know, is so, so important. And so in our Golden Apple selection process, that certainly is part of that process. And then I would say too, in our grant program that I mentioned, we are trying to address that for teachers by also giving out grants for mental health and for social emotional type of resources. For instance, through the years and also this year, we are supporting teachers with calm down corners, things for when a student is overwhelmed in the classroom, particularly in the primary levels. There will be a place where they can go regulate their emotions and get to that place where they're ready for learning again. So things like that, Golden Apple supports through our grant program. We've also supported things for school psychologists, books, learning materials, things like that too. So I think it was a good question for the fact that Golden Apple does look at that aspect when we do the selection process, but then also try to support and empower teachers with those resources to help with mental health and social emotional learning.
Calm down corners and buddy benches and all the stuff to kind of help the students get through their days, and love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I think that's another amazing thing about teachers is, you know, you look back from when we were kids and in school, what don't teachers do? You know, now they do the whole
Right.
thing. They are there for education all day long, but they are also helping that social emotional side and trying to help in this crazy world we're in, every aspect of that social emotional side. And you know what? To help to create really good humans on the other side. And it takes a lot.
Far too many parents send their kids off to school expecting the teacher to fix their kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Starts at the home, but teachers do an amazing job in many cases, most cases,
Yep.
taking care of kids and teaching them and getting them grounded.
That was part of the
So very
conversation with Chief Red at Life Decisions this week. We were talking about, she was talking about how the fact that the police often get calls from parents to parent their kids. And it's like, we this is not something that the police are supposed to be doing, you know, or the teachers. The parents are supposed to parent the kids, and yet we have this lack.
When the parents are doing it, it becomes a community sort of, okay, well, I guess we're going to do the best we can.
Yeah.
Because what's the choice? Like, we have to come together and support this next generation. You know, maybe parents don't have the tools themselves, and that's hard. You know what? So we all have a choice collectively. And I'm really impressed with our police chief Red, who is trying to do all the things, right? Just like teachers are trying to do all the things. And it's hard. It's a big ask, but you know what? You know, what are we going to do but come together and try?
Yeah. Before criticizing, you need to know the big ask that we're asking these people to do.
Exactly. Let me just say one thing. You know what's so wonderful about Chief Carla Red? I've not heard one bad thing about her. I don't know everything she's doing. I don't know how wonderful she's doing. I assume she is because I've not heard one bad thing about her. Not a complaint. She's doing her job, and she's doing
she's doing a good job, and B, nobody else wants her job.
Oh God, no.
She talked about that, about how some of these lieutenants underneath her, you know, they because they're obviously raising up the next generation of leaders for the police. And one of the questions asked was, who are you grooming to be the next chief? Because obviously, she said herself, she has more years behind her than in front of her, so she's got a plan for her successor, so to speak. And there's some people that see what she does and says, no, that's not for me. I don't want to make the big decisions. I'll make these smaller decisions and defer the rest to the chief. And it's a tough job. It's a very tough job. So this third question, the success of programs like Golden Apple relies heavily on community and corporate support. What is the foundation's strategy for cultivating deeper partnerships, even beyond some financial support, to integrate educators into the broader community and help them feel valued? That's a pretty awesome question.
It is. It's a pretty detailed question. I would say, you know, that's part of my job, right? Is to find those corporate partners. But I would say Golden Apple Foundation really sells itself. I mean, sure, I'm out there, you know, developing relationships, inviting people to come in and see the good work, but teachers in the classroom doing the important work they do, teachers coming up with these innovative ideas for grants. When I create a video and show somebody like a Collins, somebody, you know, somebody like a Blazer Foundation that helps us with special education grants, I mean, they're impressed. They're so impressed with these ideas that teachers have. And then seeing the impact on the kids when they see the students, you know, with the 3D printer, you know, creating things. I mean, it really does sell itself. So I would say certainly bringing in those corporate partners to experience the classroom is also a big way to get them involved in our process, but then also to see the magic. But we're very lucky. We've been around for almost 30 years, and I think we're very well known. We won a couple awards here recently. We won the 2023 Excelsior Award. We won the 2024 Crusader Spirit of Caring Award. So our visibility is out there. And the teachers really kind of sell our organization too.
Absolutely. Not just the past winners, past nominees, past future hopefuls, people that want to win a golden apple. They're all spreading the word. So, all right, before we get to Tom's trivia for the week, real quick, I always ask for some funny or odd questions from AI2. And of the 3 funny or odd questions I got, this one I think might be the funniest. Given that the golden apple is all about recognizing and celebrating the best, if you had to secretly bestow a bronze banana award for the most hilariously awkward but well-intentioned classroom moment of the year, what kind of scenario would qualify? We give out golden apples, but here's the bronze banana. It was tried, just did not work.
Okay, so I'm going through my brain trying to think what would be an appropriate thing to say.
Exactly. That's a tough one, because I'm sure there's some things that were like, the intention was there, but oh my gosh, that was terrible. And you never can do that again.
Actually, what I'm thinking of are teacher stories, honestly, teacher stories of things that have happened, things they've had to deal with. And, but I don't know if any of them are appropriate.
We're not about appropriate here. You can just lay it out.
Okay, so
that's what the comments are for, ladies and gentlemen. The comments, you can put your stories there.
Okay, so this is highly appropriate, but it's funny, so I'll share. So through the years, 9 years, I've been running Golden Apple Foundation. It's been a joy. I am not a teacher. I come from a long line of teachers. My background is nonprofit, so that's how I got here. So I've learned a lot about teaching, heard a lot of stories through the years from teachers, and more than once, I would say a handful of times in the 9 years, at least 5. This is a thing with teachers. They have poop stories.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying pre-K teachers.
Not just
I have
pre-K.
high school teachers with poop stories. And I'm not going to go into the gory details.
No.
But
people
a
get
bronze
sick.
banana, I don't know, maybe a bronze something else. They deserve an award. You know what? Teachers deal with everything, including poop at school.
That's right.
I'm telling you, there's times that you have to deal with this, and you think it's just little kids.
Let's leave it at that, Tom. Let's leave it at that.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
That's Snoopy. All right, that was for you, Tom.
Thank you. There he is. He is the star of the show, Mr. Snoopy, right there.
Snoopy Doop.
See that?
Look at that guy.
Thank you, Greg. This is a
You're
gift
welcome.
from Mr. Greg, by the way. Yeah, that's cool. Tom's Trivia Challenge.
Tom's Trivia time.
Like that. All right. Are you ready, Jennifer?
Oh, sure.
Are you ready, Greg?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right. So when I write these quizzes, I sometimes will think, okay, we'll have 3 or 4 people. There's only 2. So I'm glad 4 of the 7 are multiple guests. So, and the other ones are pretty easy. You should not have any trouble. I say you are going to knock it out of the park. All right. All right, Jennifer, are you a baseball fan?
No.
Okay, I love your honesty. That's awesome. All right, Gregors, you have free reign to answer this question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no problem whatsoever, because him and I kind of talked about it earlier. I didn't give him the answer, but
No,
I didn't really give
I
him
don't
the
know what you're
question
gonna
either. But I know you'll know the answer. Okay, here we go. First question is a baseball question. Last night, this American League team punched its ticket to the American League Championship Series, or the ALCS, and will face the Toronto Blue Jays for a chance to go to the World Series. Which team won last night's game? Was it? Greg, I'm not even going to give you the options.
Well, last night, Jennifer, Detroit and Seattle played in Game 5, the deciding game of their series in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And while the game could have been won in the 9th or the 10th or the 11th, it went 15 innings.
Yeah,
they did the fish race twice out there in Seattle, the market fish, whatever thing.
Yeah, like Pike's Fish Market or whatever.
Yeah, so root for the home team. Seattle pulled it off in the 15th inning. So congratulations to the Mariners. Moving on.
Yes, And here's something significant about it. I don't know if you remember this. Neither of you two. I got you by 8 years, so I remember it. Back in 1976, I'm pretty sure it was 76. The Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays entered Major League Baseball
Oh, that's right. They
as
came in at the same time.
expansion teams. They came in
Yeah.
at the same time. Yep. And they're now going
That's
to
a good
face
trivia
off
question. That's
in
a great
the
trivia question right
in
there.
the yeah, maybe I could incorporate that into karaoke trivia. Anyway, so yes, Seattle Mariners. What a game it was.
What a game.
What a game. All right, you're 1 for 1. All right, which motel says we'll leave the light on for you? Is it Motel 6 or Red Roof Inn?
You know what's funny, Jennifer? If you hadn't given me options, I would have said Super 8. But I know it's a number, so it's Motel 6.
Okay. All right. Yes, you are correct.
I would have said, isn't that Super 8? No, Motel 6.
All right. So Roy G. Biv is actually an acronym for the colors of the rainbow. Who created the acronym? Was it Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein?
One of them guys did this?
Yep. Once again, Roy G. Biv is an acronym for the colors of the rainbow. Who created the acronym? Was it Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein?
I think Einstein. Do you think?
I have no idea. I've never heard this before. I've never.
Oh,
heard
you've
this
never heard this? You know what Roy G. Biv
I know Roy G. Biv. I never heard who invented it.
What I was going to say, when I made the question, I was going to say, who is Roy G. Biv? And it's funny because my college instructor, Dr. Tony Alexander, he said he used to put it on his tests. Who is Roy G. Biv? And kids would say, "Oh, he studied with Freud, in the late 1800s or whatever." Roy G. Biv, of course, is the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Anyway.
Okay.
And so, what is your guess?
Einstein.
Going with Einstein.
I'm going with Sir Isaac Newton.
Oh, the Apple guy. Should have went for the Apple guy.
Oh, I should have went with
the Apple guy. Come on now. All right. Trivia math. Add these 3 together. Come up with your answer. Should be pretty simple. All right. So 3 parts to this question. Number 1, the 4 numbers in the address of the White House. Number 2 is number of ounces in 1 cup. And number 3, Jackie Robinson's baseball jersey number, only major league number retired.
Okay. So Jackie Robinson's number is 42. I know that one.
16 ounces.
16 ounces in a cup.
Oh, wait, no, 8 ounces. Right?
What, 1 cup, you said? 1 cup?
Yes.
So 8 ounces in 1 cup. And then what was the first part?
The 4 numbers in the address of the White House.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
1600?
1600. So the answer is 1650, Tom.
Bingo.
Woo-hoo,
Bingo.
I'm impressed by us.
I forgot 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I knew the street, but I forgot the number. So I needed that for sure.
See, these baseball things.
I did not want to make it too difficult. So yeah, I'm glad you guys got.
When you got 3 pieces to the puzzle, all you need is to not know one of them, and it messes you all up. So
I know that's why I gave you all 3 that were pretty easy.
Nice.
I thought they were, but anyway, okay. So here's one you're gonna love. Back in the day, a certain department store would offer up a blue light special, and everyone would make a mad dash to the certain item offered at a discount. Which store was it?
Kmart.
I
worked like a bunch of amoebas just
Once upon a time, kids, the store was an important place. The department store was an important place to go once or twice a month, to get the supplies that you needed for school. And who knows what else.
Kmart. We used to go to Kmart and we just wander around for an hour.
Yeah.
Attention Kmart shoppers, over in our sporting goods department, you will find baseball gloves at 50% off. Look for the blue light and make your purchases then. And you have 10 minutes.
And I worked in the deli. Yes. Kmart had a deli in high school. Yep.
They did. Mm-hmm. You're right. Oh, that's so cool. The Kmart in Belvedere, was that the one over on 75 or not 75, 20 that heads over to 70, not 75, 76.
Yeah.
It then became a Shopco. Was that the Kmart?
Yeah, and it had pizza. It had Little Caesars pizza, right?
I think
I
so.
think so.
One
I
of
think
those
so.
pieces.
I spend a lot of time in Belvedere, but I'm not a Belvederean or whatever.
You're not a
Okay.
buck?
Is what?
Yeah,
You
Buck.
weren't a buck like me?
No, I'm Jefferson Jayhawks.
Ah, okay.
Jefferson Jayhawks. You guys used to
Nice.
kick our bucks all the time.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
those
here we
bucks
go.
kicked the Jayhawks, but
Yeah. It was back in my day, 80. We were kind of top of the thing. And you guys
were
weren't
you?
as good. And then oh yeah. We went to the state playoffs a couple of times in my tenure while I was
So
there.
did we, though. The Bucks of the 80s were pretty good, though.
Oh, but I'm talking, I remember I graduated in 80. So I'm
Okay.
talking late 70s
Late
and
70s.
80.
Okay.
And then 83, 84, when Vern Pottinger took over, maybe a little sooner than that, I'm not sure. Then the program really started to make some headway. Okay, here we go. In the Disney movie Bambi, who utters the phrase, "If you can't say anything nice, don't say nothing at all"?
What was the name of the rabbit?
Bumper?
Bumper. Let's go with Bumper. Thumper. Thumper.
Thumper.
Thumper.
Thumper, yes. Thumper.
Ah.
If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Yep, Thumper. Very good. You guys are 5-1.
5-1.
The final pièce de résistance.
Look, the cat.
Final
The
question.
cat wants to help with this one, Tom.
The cat wants. Oh, all right.
Come on, Atlas.
Meow once for A, meow twice for B. All right. So, Jennifer, I said a little while ago, I said you're going to love this last question because it's a cool little tie-in here, sort of. There is a Rock Valley Pub Trivia Tournament going on later today at the Embassy Suites Hotel in downtown Rockford. The building, which was built in 1912 and now houses the hotel, was originally built for what in 1912? Was it Amrock or Barbara Coleman?
Barbara
Once again.
Coleman is south of there.
Yeah,
So that's got to be Amrock.
I think so, too.
So I don't need to do it once again. Is that your final guess?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely sure?
90%. Not absolutely.
You're not 90. You're not 100%.
No.
Are you sure you don't want to change
Oh,
it?
no.
I'm kidding you. You got
Okay.
it. It is. It is. You had mentioned the Embassy Suites.
Mhm.
That's what it was. That's what it was. We are at, yes, very good. We are at the Culinary Underground today.
Oh, nice.
That's where we're going to play. Now, this is for those of you listening. It's private event. It's the trivia that Greg and I play. It's the one that I host. I'm not the host. I'm actually playing today. Greg and I are going to play on the same team. But it's private event. It's for the people that play in the Rock Valley Pub Trivia League. So
Cool.
Wish
that
us
is it.
luck.
You guys. Oh no! We'll have a good team
Wish us
today.
luck. It'll be a fun time. So,
We will have a good.
well, I hope you enjoyed being on with us today, Jennifer, and we would love to have you back again, especially to promote next year's nominations and such, and whatever other fundraising events you have. Buy a City Tin, everybody. Buy the City Tin. You're going to get your total value out of this thing. The 2026 one that she has right there that's now available is great, and I'm looking forward to getting that one. We have a few more to go through on this one yet, but yeah.
It's
those
fun.
So my little City Tin won't work, right?
You
Dropped it. I don't
don't
even know
buy
what it is.
Tom's City Tin. Buy Jennifer's City Tin.
Okay.
And yes, I had a great time. Thank you. This was you made it a conversation, which I think is the fun way to do an interview. So
Well, you're pretty awesome. You're a very good ambassador for Golden Apple.
thank you.
Yes,
I
you
appreciate
are.
it.
Yes, you are. Thanks for all you do, and we'll keep in touch with you. All right, Jennifer?
Thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Our current race.
What a wonderful,
That was great.
what a wonderful interview that was.
That was great. 5-8, our current score. And this week's big number of the week is 33 million. That's a big number. Have you put your guess in the chat, everybody? Let me see.
I did.
Any chat guesses in here? Any chat guesses over here? I don't see any chat guesses over there. All right.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. It's always rigged.
It's rigged.
Let's see. You gave me your guess. Let me remind
I
us
did.
answer. Caption, change the score. So the the company that makes a lot of electronics, is it Logitech or Logitech? Logitech.
I would think it's Logitech.
Logitech, like Logitech.
Yeah, that's what I've always called it. I don't know for sure, but I would think it's Logitech. That's what I call it.
They have a new keyboard coming out called the K980 keyboard that runs on light. The battery can only be charged with sunlight or artificial light that it's at least 200 lux. I'm not sure what 200 lux is. I'm not an electrician or anything, but
yeah, solar powered essentially.
Yeah.
Right?
So once it's charged, it can be used in complete darkness for up to 4 months.
Oh wow!
4 months. The keyboard costs $100. It's called the K980 keyboard, and I'm thinking a lot of us are going to be using this pretty soon because for $100, something that runs.
Well, I hope they sell 33 million of them.
They're not. I'm going to take the point this week. $33 million is what Taylor Swift banks domestically for the only in theaters event that she held last weekend to celebrate the release of The Life of a Showgirl. She hosted this release party. It was basically a movie, an 89-minute presentation of a music video, behind the scenes footage, commentary shown at participating cinemas. It was only in the cinemas for 3 days, and then it was done.
It's rigged.
33 minutes.
I'm just kidding you, buddy. Oh, you know what's interesting about 89 minutes?
What's that?
She was born in 89, December 13th, 1989.
Oh, good.
That is her signature number. 13 is her favorite number. She does not have a tattoo, as far as I know. She always has a 13 on her wrist.
Okay.
I think when she's doing her concerts. And I'm like, I didn't know she had a tattoo. Why would you get a 13 on your wrist? But that's what it is. December 13th, 1989. So I'm pretty sure the 89 minutes was purposeful. I'm guessing it.
I think you're right. So the movie was #1 at the North American box office, but it will not defend its #1 slot because it's already out of theaters. It was only meant to be in the theaters for the one weekend, and that's it. That's what theaters, I think, are going to turn into: live events and stuff like this, is special things that that what's going to get you to actually go back to the movie theater again. Big cinema experiences that are special. Something like this. So kudos to Taylor Swift for she's just a smart businesswoman. You got to hand it to her. She really is a smart businesswoman. Marketing.
Yeah,
genius.
she is.
So
she's brilliant. She is an absolute genius. I don't understand, and I'm going to sound like I'm a Swiftie. I like Taylor Swift's music. I like her persona. I think she's a pretty nice gal. The problem I have with Taylor Swift is her politics.
Yeah.
Not her politics, the fact that she makes them known.
Yeah.
Because she's very divisive with that. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. None of that bothers me. But I want you to be on the correct side of the ledger. And I'm not saying that my side is the correct side. Here's what I'm saying. You look at what's going on. I'm just going to get political for 1 second. You look at what's going on in Chicago right now with Mayor Brandon Johnson, Governor Pritzker, who I just have zero use for. They are mocking Donald Trump. Donald Trump wants to clean up the city, much like he did with Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Chicago last year had 588 murders. Clearly, Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson cannot handle
problem there.
The city. So Donald Trump wants to go in there and help, and they're calling him a fascist. They're saying he's an authoritarian, autocratic, autocracy, whatever. No, he's trying to save lives. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care if you hate Donald Trump. Hate him all you want, but don't deny the fact that he's saving lives. Go talk to the parents of Washington, D.C., who have lost their children because their kids got murdered. They had like 300 and something murders over the last year and a half. And they had 0 murders for like a month and a half period. I don't even know how many they've had in the last 2 months. Probably
way too many.
Well, but I'm thinking in the last month since the National Guard came in. Clearly, Donald Trump should be stepping in. He's the president of the United States. He has the authority to do it. Federal outweighs the 10th Amendment, states' rights in some cases for the safety and security of the people. Federal outweighs the 10th Amendment. Normally, we have states' rights. That's our 10th Amendment. And I'm agreeing with that. You should always let your states take care of it. But when you can't handle it, I'm sorry, Donald Trump and the president steps in. Because Joe Biden simply didn't do it. The Bushes didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Clinton didn't do it. So anyway, that's my point. So what I'm saying about Taylor Swift is I don't care what side you're on. Just think logically. Let's cure Chicago. And J.B. Pritzker to get on there and mock Donald Trump and everything. Oh, the Brewers are coming here to beat up on our Cubs.
I still wonder if that's real or AI or not. I'm curious if anyone has any background on that, if that was a real video or if it was an AI generated thing. So,
well,
all right.
So
Cubs and Brewers today
going to beat our Cubs.
I don't think it's going to go 15 innings like last night's game did, but it could go to extras. It could become something like a crazy, 2-2 tie and 10, 11, 12 innings or something and have to keep playing. That would be crazy epic.
It would be.
The Cubs have found their mojo, so it's going to be really tough to beat them today. However, in Milwaukee, home field advantage, I got a feeling it's going to be one of those breakout innings. All the Brewers need is one. Out of the 9, all they need is one breakout inning, and they've had them a lot this season and in the playoffs too. So,
all right, so let me throw some numbers out at you, and they're not completely accurate numbers because they've changed. The Cubs at one point about a month ago were, I want to say, 5th on the list as far as home runs. Seattle, New York Yankees, the Dodgers. There were a few teams, but all the big heavy hitters, they were number 5 at one point in home runs, way, way, way above the rest of the pack. There were like 6 or 7 in the middle to high 200s, and then the rest of Major League Baseball. The Brewers had like 175. The Cubs had like 257. That's a whole lot more homers, and it might have been a little less of a gap. Anyway, so the Cubs, if they connect on a few pitches and they can hit 2 or 3 home runs, a couple of them a 2-run shot, maybe the Cubs end up with 5 runs. Maybe it's a 5-1 ball game in the 5th inning. And maybe the Brewers start getting a little nervous, thinking, oh my God, same old. Maybe it empowers the Cubs. Maybe they hit another one. Maybe they get a couple timely hits. My biggest issue with the Cubs is that Craig Counsell is so married to sabermetrics. Sabermetrics does not work because he will go away from what you should be doing, and that's managing from the gut. Sometimes you just got a feeling that I got a fast runner on first base. I'm going to send him on a 2-1 count because he's not going to want to try and throw a slider or a sinker for fear that a bad pitch might go in the dirt and then you're going to get a stolen base. So he's going to want to probably try to or I said that wrong. On a 1-2 count, you would want to do that. Send him because he's not going to want to throw a bad pitch. He's going to want to try and strike him out. So that's what I'm saying. He might waste a pitch. He might try to waste a pitch. I don't even know.
I don't think they've announced the starters yet. I was looking for something online to say who the starting pitchers are. I don't think they've announced them yet.
Well, my buddy was thinking it might be Imanaga, and I hope to God it's not Imanaga.
Well, and that's just this is going to be one of those things where both of these managers are going to be patchworking together this quilt of pitching to make it work. Because I don't know. I thought Freddie Peralta had their best chance of getting them over the hump, and he didn't have it. So What's going to happen?
So the Brewers are using it's typically like a bullpen day, they call it.
Yeah, and
And what they mean by that is you're going to be relying heavily on your bullpen. And everybody is fair game today, even
oh yeah,
Matthew Boyd.
oh yeah,
If he had to come in and he pitched 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you
everybody's
don't want
on
to
deck
pitch a
today.
pitcher with.
Everybody's on
Yeah.
deck today. So I wouldn't be surprised if even Mizorowski, the kid with the 104-mile-per-hour fastball, I wouldn't be surprised if he pitched the first 2 innings or something as a closer starter, if you will, just to kind of, shut down the first 2 or 3 innings and then go back to Quinn Priester again, maybe, because he had a very, very short outing. He got bounced in game 3.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, the problem with Craig Counsell is his starters don't work an awful lot because he's pulling them in the 5th or 6th inning every game, sometimes 4th inning. But that means the bullpen's getting a lot of work. So I'm hoping that the day off yesterday did some good.
Well, we shall see. I'll be looking forward to this game today. What's it?
Yeah.
First pitch?
It's 7 o'clock, 7:08.
8.
So what I was trying to say earlier that I completely butchered was this. I'm going to sum it up real quick. Basically, this is going to come down to subtle nuances of Greg Counsell calling for a stolen base at a certain time. Figure out the matchup, figure out the count, figure out what he's going to throw. In other words, if he's likely to try and waste one and throw a slider or whatever because he's got 2 strikes and only 1 ball, that's when you would want to try to attempt a stolen base. That's what I was trying to say. It came out all wonky and wrong, but that's what I'm trying to say. And I don't know as if Craig Counsell can do that, because there was a time about a month ago when the Cubs needed to get a runner over. They had a guy on second with nobody out, and they were down 2-1, and they needed to get him over to third, and he bunt him over. And what happened was, I believe it was Ian Happ. He struck out, and then the next batter flied out or whatever. Anyway, ball game ended 2-1. So Craig Counsell doesn't manufacture runs very well, and that's the job of a manager, among other things.
Yes. I'm getting some updates from the Knicks Wish, by the way. They're having
your loss was our bigger loss.
Right. The Knicks home run is taking place right now at the Sports Score and off of Riverside there. So shout out to Knicks Wish and the Knicks home run today. All the participants there making that happen. Wanted to mention before I forget to, Restoration Celebration and Open House is coming up October 14th. That's this week. That's today's the 11th. So that's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Rockford Rescue Mission having their Celebrate Life Recovery graduates from 6 to 7 p.m. It's an open house. And at 7 o'clock, it's the Restoration Celebration. No reservations are needed. Public is invited. It's a special evening at the Mission at 715 West State Street. That is happening this Tuesday, October 14th, 6 and 7 p.m. Wanted to make sure I shouted them out this week real quick. And then there was one other thing that I'm forgetting this week. What was the other thing, Tom? I'm going to remember it later and go, wow, how did I miss that?
It's not in crowd, is it?
Well, in crowd is coming up the last Thursday of the month, so that's not this week. But there was something else. Oh, Tinker Swiss Cottage Trunk or Treat is tomorrow's October 12th.
Right. Yeah.
That's from 1 to 3 at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens. So bring the kids out for that. That'll be really fun. 1 to 3 at Tinker Cottage Trunk or Treat on Sunday, October 12th.
Well, that's kind of early. That's about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks early, right?
There's a lot of these trunk or treat things that are a little earlier to make sure they can get them in because there's so many other things going on. There you go. I'll probably, next week we're going to have a new not-for-profit on the show, Tom, that is fairly, I think it's only a couple years old. AED Rescue Connect was started by a local nurse here, Jacob Sundberg. AED Rescue Connect is looking to make sure they have a defibrillator in all key locations to save people's lives and make sure people know how to use them. So we're going to talk with Jacob about that next week here on the podcast. And I know you want to probably say something real quick about Packers football.
What I wanted to say first on the AED thing, I would like everybody to clear their calendar for this next week.
Clear.
Yes, I would love to
Absolutely.
talk Green Bay Packers.
The Packers and the
football.
Bengals, who just traded for Joe Flacco. The Packers
I
have to play against Joe Flacco again, which they had problems with.
I'm no, they had no problems with Joe Flacco. They had zero problem. You look at the stats of his game. That was an awful game. The problem was the special teams for the Packers completely, uh, completely melted down. Rich Bisaccia needs to go. They had zero problems with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Yes, he won the game. They won it 13-10 on that last second field goal. The special teams had an awful game. Matt LaFleur called an awful game. Those two things will be fixed. We're in Green Bay. Joe Flacco will not survive the Micah Parsons entourage and onslaught or whatever. No, I believe it's going to be 34-13. I think it's going to be a 21-point victory. That's what
I hope so.
think. Oh, I hope so too.
I hope so.
So I'm just not worried about it. I'm not.
This should be the back on track game. This should be the back on track game for the Packers.
So Randy, you know Randy from our trivia that we do at my church, where you've joined me, or we are on the winning team. We're going to be again on November 13th. That one is open to the public, so contact Greg. He'll contact me if you want to know how to play. It's a non-for-profit. It costs $10 to play per person. It's a great thing we do. You know what? We ought to have Randy on the show. Talk about it. That would be cool.
Yeah, talk about what the church is doing.
Yeah, what's that?
Talk about what the church is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. We go to we go to northeastern Arizona to help with the Indian reservations, the Navajo tribes, probably the Cherokees. I think I'm not sure which. Navajo for sure. I know that much. And we go, we do this trivia thing 2 times a year, raising money to make the mission trip there. And we do the mission trip once a year in July, hot July, in northern New Mexico, and it's a wonderful thing. And we help rebuild infrastructures. We help rebuild anything that needs help. Somebody needs help with a house, or they need to pave a road or something like that. They're on these reservations, so resources are very limited. We've been doing this now for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years. I've been a part of it for the last 3 years, playing the trivia. I helped set up my equipment is the equipment that you see there. It's my trivia equipment. And one of these days I will go. I just have to find the right time. Life has to settle down for me just a little bit. But anyway, it's a wonderful thing. I go to Riverside Community Church, which is out there on North 2nd. It's kind of way kitty corner from the Ambrose Christmas store. If you see the Ambrose Christmas store, keep going straight out north, heading towards Rockton Roscoe, and it's about a half a mile up, and it's right there on the left-hand side. Riverside Community Church, wonderful church.
Not on Riverside Boulevard; it's on the river.
It is actually on the river. It's Windsor and North 2nd, a little down from Windsor. So it's actually on the river. If you're inside you've probably never been inside the upstairs part of it, but you've been in the basement. You can see the view with all the windows. Holy moly, it's beautiful. Cool. I mean, you've seen it. So
yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Anyway, okay, all right. So, Randy and I were talking. Let me just say this. Randy and I were talking, and he said, do you realize that in 2023, the Packers had a 5-week stretch where they did not have a victory? And it was because it was funny, after the Detroit win and the Kansas City win, or it might have been before that. Anyway, it happened that there was a bye. They had a couple of losses, and something else. But it was maybe a mini bye too. And there were 3 losses and a bye. And I don't remember how it all worked out, but we're going to do the same thing this time, especially if we don't beat Cincinnati, because we had our 2 victories. Then we lost to Cleveland. Then we lost to we didn't lose.
We didn't lose, but we didn't win.
And then we had a bye, and now we're going to go from September. What's today? The 11th? September 10th. No. September 20. When did I go to the Packer game? September 20th or 21st. September 21st.
Okay. I don't remember either.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Take that back. It was the
Cleveland.
last time when they beat Washington on September 7th. That's what it was. It was September 7th when
September
they beat
7th.
11th, September 11th, because the 7th was the first day. They played him the following Thursday, September 11th. And then we are going to go to tomorrow is the 12th. It'll be 31 days. If we win tomorrow, that will have been 31 days that we
Wow.
actually had a victory.
Yeah. Today's a month
Yes.
since the last win.
Yes. Yes. That's the anyway. So I just thought
Wow.
that was interesting. Now to the Packers. Real quick, I expect the running game to go nutso. I expect Jordan Love, who, by the way, you look at his stats, he's the top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now. He is. He is. He's had 1 interception, not a whole lot of touchdowns. I think he's had 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has, and I mean, my goodness, good quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they've been throwing interceptions. And nobody says, oh my God, they're awful.
Yeah. Right.
Come on now. Give Jordan Love a little credit. He's had an awful line to deal with. He's had problems with it. But we're getting back Zach Tom. We're getting back Walker. We're getting back Aaron Banks. We're getting back some guys. They may not play a lot, but we're getting back some guys. Nate Hobbs is back. He's been back for a couple of weeks now. We're Marshawn Lloyd will be back very soon. This is going to be fine. If we win today, and then we beat a depleted Arizona Cardinals team next week, and then we go and take care of business in Pittsburgh, I have a feeling we're going to beat Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh is doing it with smoke and mirrors.
You
They're
think
not
so?
as good as you think.
They got this quarterback. His name is Aaron Rodgers. And he's
Yeah,
actually playing pretty darn good again. So I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, he is. He is. He's beating up on the Jets. He's beating up on. I mean, you look at his body of work. He's not beating a whole lot of great teams. Barely
No.
beat the Vikings 24-21. And I'm not taking anything away from Aaron Rodgers. He is one of the
No.
greatest of all time. The only reason he's not the greatest is because Tom Brady gets that distinction. But Aaron Rodgers is probably second greatest of all time. I love the guy. Absolutely love the guy. But I just don't see him escaping the rush of the Packers. Rashawn Gary,
No.
before the
That
bye,
first sack is going to be something else.
yeah, Rashawn Gary was leading the league in sacks at 4.5 after 4 weeks before the Packers bye. I don't know where he is now. He could be second or third. He could still be first. I don't know. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to escape the Packers rush. And I also don't think he's going to throw the ball away a lot. There's going to be a lot of 3 and outs, 4 and outs, whatever for Aaron Rodgers. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We've got 2 games before that. Tomorrow's game, I think is going to be an absolutely come to Jesus game for the Packers. I really do. Forget about Joe Flacco. I'm not worried about Joe Flacco. He's not going to hurt the Packers. He just
All right.
can't. Because, one of the reasons, what is Joe Flacco's kind of claim to fame? What is the one thing he does well as a quarterback? They
He
call
doesn't
it
get
the
flapped.
moon ball.
Yeah,
What?
he doesn't get flapped. He's unflappable.
Well, you
and
are
just-
correct about that. You are absolutely correct about that. And that's a good observation. Where I was going is he's really good with the deep ball. He's got a really good arm, moon balls. But do you know why do you know why Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams have had only 1 interception between them this year? And maybe 2. I think Williams might have gotten 1. Because nobody's throwing deep on the Packers. Because you can't. That's why. They played Detroit. Detroit didn't go deep. They played Washington. Washington didn't go deep. They played Dallas. Even Dallas didn't go deep that much until late in the second half when they were able to. They were able to get some deep balls down there. The one to George Pickens. There was another one to Cavante Turpin. And those are what helped Dallas come back and essentially tie the game. I know Green Bay had to come back and tie it, but what sent it into overtime was the fact that Dallas came back and tied the game late in the game. So they don't throw deep on the Packers because you can't. If you're taking away the deep ball, you're taking away 80% of what Joe Flacco does.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. That is a really good point. So if the Bengals running backs are not having a good day, if the Bengals offensive line isn't having a good day, it could turn into a blowout. It could turn into a big blowout.
Chase Brown is averaging the Cincinnati Bengals are averaging 61 yards per game on the ground. 61 yards per game. Not good.
That's not
Not
good.
good. And if you've got 19 to 20 carries, what is that? That would be about 3 yards a carry. A little less than that, maybe 2.8 yards per carry. Simple math there, quick math. I don't know. I'm close, but
All right, I found what I was looking for. The Anavox concert. We talked to Anavox.
that's right. That's next week.
It's next Saturday night, and it is now a free concert. If you missed the announcement, they announced this week that their lead singer, Michael Corrin, is not going to be able to join them for this show. So they're still going to do Anavox music as a trio, and Land of Lincoln music, which was another trio that Rob and Nate were involved in. So Anavox music will be performed at this show, but now it's a free show, 7:30 at Rock Church, Saturday, October 18th. So that is what's happening there.
Come one, come all, and be prepared to maybe make a donation. How's that sound?
Come and worship, just go join in worship. It's going to be a great worshipful night. The Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest, November 13th. Again, we have only one team spot remaining. 11 teams have signed up. Only one remain. We have room for 12 teams. So
I'm thinking I'm going to take that last spot. I have a teddy bear rescue, non-for-profit.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Come on.
So yeah, get your tickets to witness this thing. Early bird tickets are only $15. They're available now, and the not-for-profit that's responsible for the most ticket sales for this event wins $500. So when you buy your ticket for this event, you're going to get a drop down that says which not-for-profit are you going to support, and you have to choose one, only one. So choose one, and we'll announce the winner at the event November 13th. And then real quick, also want to remind you that our annual In Crowd 815 Christmas party and fundraiser is going to happen at the Ross Pearson VFW on 7th Street in Rockford this year in support of Vets Smile, the Veterans Smile program. So the dinner tickets for this are $20 a piece. You can buy a whole table for $100. If you don't want to do dinner, that's fine. You can still attend and be a part of the silent auction stuff that's going to be going on. So plan to join us on December 3rd. That's a Wednesday night. On the first Wednesday of December is when we typically have our annual Christmas party and fundraiser for In Crowd 815 this year, supporting Veterans Smile. So that is going to be so much fun as well. That wraps up all of the announcements. Oh, here's the flyer for the In Crowd 815 networking group event this month, the day before Halloween, October 30th. At Sunset Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens. And what I didn't realize until this week, Tom, 15 years ago this month, we were also at a funeral home for the In Crowd.
Really?
Yeah, a different funeral home here in town hosted us 15 years ago this month. And this year we're back at Sunset Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens.
Wow. Was that when John was doing it or Yolanda?
That was when Yolanda and Rebecca were running the show.
Yeah, okay.
15 years ago.
Because I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That was a long time ago.
We were at the radio station then.
We were still on the radio at the time. That's right. That's right.
Well, we were barely on the radio at the time.
Wow. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go. Let's go have a day. All right.
We weren't.
No, we weren't.
15 years ago. Well, I was at the radio station. I started in 07. I started back, so it would have been 12. For let's see, what are we at? 25.
2010. Yeah, we didn't start our show until 2012 or 13. 2013.
Okay. So maybe I guess I don't remember that then. Well, I remember it because it was probably maybe it was Todd and Shannon I just vaguely remember something like that. Maybe not.
Well, I do know this. Next week, Jacob Sundberg with AED Rescue Connect will be on with us. And remember, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone today and every day this week. We'll meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy. Have a good one. We'll see you at trivia.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815 in crowd. 815